stray bullets from dumb niggas. Can't name one.
But
But they
chaotic.
can talk about Thurgood goddamn Marshall.
No, no,
I
no,
mean,
no.
not Thurgood Marshall. I'm talking about Frederick Douglass. Sorry. Go ahead, Dana. Go ahead.
Chaotic. Much like the white man that you seem to love so much, who seems to believe that our history is not very recent. Our ancestors, honey, that's not just like people from hundreds of years ago who were lynched on trees. Our ancestors, that's one generation above our grandparents. I was alive and I know my great grandparents, and I know that the struggles that they went through. I like it's not so untouchable. It's not so far gone. It's not worship. We do know these people. We do have relationships with these people. We do have their cast iron skillets. We do, like, they're very tangible people to us. So it's not worship of them. It is acknowledgement that this is not that long ago, and the things that they suffered through and suffered for. These are very real stories that we've heard in person, one on one. Can we acknowledge that or not? Is that not a thing?
No, in my opinion, no.
All right, look up the definition of ancestor and then come back and talk to me.
Hmm. Well, let me ask you a question. If we focus on things of the past, are we using that to propel us now? Like, so what are we doing with this information?
This might be risky. How many times have you? I'm gonna answer your question, and this is not really a question you should answer. How many times you yourself, sir, I have asked my panel questions about ancient Africans, African Americans who were in the sciences, mathematical field, etc. A nigga don't know any name, but for some reason they have this attachment towards Maya Angelou, who was a goddamn prostitute. This attachment to Harriet Tubman that may or may not have it. This woman that may or may not have existed. Because when you sit back and think about it, what woman is really gonna walk 5 and 6 states over with an Elmer Fudd musket saving Negroes? We don't see that even now. But don't know anything about achievements from really blacks, from blacks who were great. How many times this might be risky? Hey man, remember Black History Month? Every day of the month. Hey Negro, ask name me a black astronaut. I don't know that. 20 niggas would be on the panel.
Why do we talk like that?
Hold on for a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. This might be risky. How many times during Black History Month did I ask about black business owners, black this, black that? Niggas didn't know. So we have a selective picking and choosing of which people to revere in history. And that's another thing, or another reason why I despise that ancestor worship. People were shocked at me, young ladies, when I told them, why are you worshiping Maya Angelou? She was a self-admitted prostitute. She was a goddamn hoe. But but black women on these campuses love her. That's the ancestor. I'm like, the ancestor?
So it's not ancestor worship. It's acknowledging and appreciating what they've done. So
what did she do? What did Maya Angelou do?
Let me be very clear about that. Secondly,
what did Maya Angelou do?
Secondly,
what did she
get
do?
my point? Get my point across, because you've talked a lot, and I know Kim gonna scream at me again. I'll just log off if I have to. But no, I'm gonna get my point across.
What did Maya Angelou do?
So it's not ancestor worship. It is acknowledging what she has done in her contributions.
What did she do?
If we're acknowledging what
write some poetry,
then that's fine. Also, we are nowadays, currently, a lot of us are in the community making the community better. We are. But I get it. It doesn't feed your narrative. It does not feed your narrative that you want to say that, Negroes, and you sit there and you get this very stupid, not stupid, like you're being stupid, but it's like this very uneducated accent. I don't know that. Like that right there is denigrating to you're saying
that's how most blacks act.
But Negroes that you hang around. That Negroes you hang around.
No, ma'am, no, I do not.
Obviously, because I don't know people that talk like that. Chaotic. I don't know people that talk like that. I don't associate people like that.
What did Maya Angelou do, ma'am? What did Maya Angelou do?
I'll answer your question. Maya Angelou, she wrote poetry, and the poetry that she. So am I gonna answer your question or roll your eyes? Come on now. You can't answer.
I'm quiet.
Answer.
Go ahead.
Condescending. So she wrote poetry, and that poetry spoke to the journey that a lot of women took, as Black women took. It spoke to us. It gave us empowerment. It gave us strength. And yeah, she was a prostitute. Okay. But she wasn't a prostitute when she died. Okay. We've all done things. She did that. Okay. And she changed her life around. So what? Like, you can't sit there and have her just stay in that place of being a prostitute for all of her life. Fine. She said it. But that doesn't mean that's who that defines her whole entire life because she was a prostitute at a certain point in time. You even said yourself, you're a whole fuckboy when you're in your 20s. Does that define who you are as all the rest of your life because you were a fuckboy in your 20s? Probably not. Or it might, but it shouldn't.
Again, ma'am, I'm a man. I'm held to a certain level of responsibility that women are not, and that's the truth. So I can do certain things that women can't do. And secondly, Maya Angelou did nothing for Black people. There's no way in hell, man. Give me a second. Give me a second. Now, this might be risky. You're a father. Okay, and let's be honest, this might be risky. Could you imagine 30 years in the future, your grandchildren come to you, say, Granddad, come to my school. There's a lady who's going to be reading some books to us. You go to the school, on the thing it says Sari Marabella. And you say, God damn, I know that name. And it's Pinky. That's Pinky's real name. Now, for other men, we know who Pinky is. Could you imagine if you saw Pinky reading some damn children's book and then people say, well, she did change her life around. Well, yeah, the bitch can't sell pussy no more. How old is she? 70 now? She's 70. Of course she can't. No, that's the problem with this whole looking back at the ancestors. That's how I saw Maya Angelou. Nothing more than a damn porn star who's reading some damn poetry. Heart goes the lark. Come on.
Bob with the $2 super chat says she wrote poetry. Wow. As he's saying that's not a super great achievement. Because in my mind I was thinking, well, people do things that they regret and then they reform and change. When you gave me the context of Pinky, it would be hard for me to unsee Pinky as not being the porn star. But I don't know if Maya Angelou, we don't have the images.
This might be risky. What do you think Maya Angelou was doing in those damn hoe houses she talked about being in? What do you think she was doing? You think she was playing chess with the people? Come on, man. Stop. Why are we, and this is what I'm saying, this worship of the ignorant aspects of Blacks. You got the one woman who worked at NASA. She was a part of the goddamn team that did the mathematical equations to get on the goddamn moon. Nobody talks about Katherine Johnson.
That's not true.
You're intelligent, but if you ask the average Black person who Katherine Johnson is, they'll look at you like, duh. This woman was a part of a team. This woman was a part of a team
out of her. They made a movie out of her. A lot of people know who she is because
they know now because they know now, man. But they didn't know who Katherine Johnson was at first.
Okay, man, we know now. So now what? But we know now. We know today. So now
we know now. But what I'm saying is, ma'am, is that Black people have this worship of just the ignorant aspects of Black culture.
You call it worship. I call it appreciation, acknowledgement. Like, you're using that inflammatory word worship because it's like idolization. It's not an idolization. It is merely an appreciation and acknowledgement of their contributions. But
and you're using. Go ahead, sorry. And along those lines,
can you highlight Ivan's comment?
White culture, but you also worship white culture.
Of course, look at their culture. These people. Of course, look at their achievements.
The same way, it's my opinion. Chaotic.
Their achievements.
Chaotic. This is just my opinion. I can name a lot of Black achievements. It's my opinion.
Who's comment?
What'd you say?
Dana, Dana. Other than a fishing boat and some peanut butter, what are the Black accomplishments?
Bye.
Well,
is that a legitimate question? This might be risky. Is that not a legitimate
Aren't you the history major? You say you study history. What are they? Did you study?
You just said that Black people have achievements. What are they?
I'm saying, did you study history?
None. You just Black said people ain't never achieved shit ever.
Did they build a goddamn space station?
But that white man and that white woman with her silky white skin, goddamn.
So
this might be risky.
Right, they just paved the way for this nigga. That's what they did. Them white who paved.
Yes, to a degree, yes. Yes.
Hamp, you agree with that? Hamp, do you agree
So
with
let me say this. In terms of achievements and people from back in the day, the only ones that we largely know as a people are the ones that are highlighted. Like we just admitted, we only know because of the movie, right? How many of our people who actually did something do we even research, study, understand? Right? We know Martin, Malcolm, and some people know Medgar, right? And we know it's a gentleman they made the last movie about he led a rebellion that didn't do very well in Virginia.
Turner?
Nat Turner, right? But what about Denmark VC and Gabriel Prost? We don't go deep enough. So we only know what they present to us, right? For instance, do we know the first black astronaut? I feel like that's something we should probably know. But I know I'm an Omega, so I know who he is. But would I have known if they didn't ingrain that into us?
Well, now this might be risky. Now, wait a minute. Now, technically, he was a
No.
black Cuban.
Oh,
Technically, it was a black Cuban that was the first black. But in the interest of the conversation, yes, it was a black
But
American.
Ronald
the
McNair
difference
is who we
saying-
right.
The difference is
No,
between
not
you
Ronald
and
McNair.
is
No,
that
he was.
Yeah.
You're saying that we should know more about our own history. He's
Well,
saying,
the point.
he's saying we don't have no history because we don't accomplish shit.
Right.
That's the difference.
Exactly.
Okay. Is that what you're saying? Chaotic, are you
the
saying which one are you saying, Cat? We don't take the time to know, or we didn't do shit?
We don't take the time to revere.
That ain't what the fuck you said.
Yeah,
That's not what
that's
he
what he
said. That is not what he said.
Nah,
That is
nigga.
not what he said.
He said we ain't do nothing that make it better or some shit like
No,
that.
you said what have black
I
people
said that
accomplished? And that
we
wasn't to
don't
challenge
take-
me. That was to challenge the entire race. That's
Ma'am.
cap. That's bullshit.
Ma'am.
I'm not rolling.
Right. I'm not going with that. That's exactly
Right,
what he said.
I
No.
heard what I said, but if I misheard, let me get this super chat real quick. Roz Girl with the $5 super chat says, "My Angelou was a black queen."
Hey, if she's a black queen, Ross girl, so is Cherokee Diaz.
Wow. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
So Chaotic, clear that up.
Yo.
Are you saying what they're saying? Or are you saying what I thought I heard?
Okay, hear me out.
Uh oh.
Have
Put him
black
in the
people
bathroom.
have black people been a part of achievements throughout history? Sure. Why not? But all I'm saying is that why is that not talked about at a high level? This might be risky. You've come to my panel multiple times. Every time I talk about a black scientist, a black something, and nobody knows, but they know about some damn downtrodden slave. That am I lying, sir?
That's not true. That's not true. That's not what you just said.
Man, I'm talking to this might be risky. I'm not talking to you. I'm
Dana,
talking to
he's
this
just
might be
I'm
saying-
talking to you. You're discrediting everything that you just
No,
said.
no.
You're
He's
discrediting
saying
whether or not those things existed, whether they even happened.
Dana, no, he was saying on his panel when he inquires about these things, the black and brown people that come up there often don't know or don't have an answer. He's saying his panel, so you could maybe it's just anecdotal based on who watches him or comes to his channel, but that's been his experience.
I feel you, but can we also just acknowledge that he questioned the existence or the accomplishments of people like Harriet Tubman, the suffrage of Emmett Till, slavery as a whole? Like,
Damn, is it possible?
you guys,
Dana,
come on, Hank.
Dana, is it Dana?
So
Dana, can I ask you a question?
It's not that we don't know our history. You saying we don't have no fucking history because these nigglets and these Negroes don't know how to do shit but juggle watermelons.
That is what he said. That's what he said.
I never mentioned watermelon.
Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and we out.